In this video, you'll get to know who Tim Danilov is, what his social sniper system does, and how we went from 30K MRR to 55K MRR within less than 30 days. Have fun. I have a really huge pleasure to present to you Tim Danilov, and with whom we actually met over IG. I saw some of his stuff that he was doing and his system, decided to take a bit of a closer look, and now we're here. I'll handle the floor to him because I would definitely first like you to know like what's the social sniper system is all about, to tell us a bit more about yourself before we move forward. So Tim, I'm super glad to have you here. How are you doing, man?
Thanks for having me, first of all. And yeah, let me quickly introduce myself and kind of like walk you through exactly what we do and how sales were kind of like really helpful in my case. So basically, the social sniper thing is a system that I've developed at the beginning for myself because I was running an agency, actually like two of them. And then I was kind of like switching to the coaching business. And I thought to myself, like, okay, cool. Is there something that I can put into like plug and play framework, give it to agency owner, a coach, whoever, and just double, triple their businesses? I found the system, it is related to the personal branding aspect. So we help coaches and agency owners build their personal brands on Instagram and then monetize them through like multiple funnels that we have. So I've generated more than like $1.6 million in sales for myself. And I think that multiple 8 figures for clients. I need to do the math here, but basically right now we're working with like coaches, agency owners doing like 5 to 10K months, and we help them scale past like 30K, as I said, with the funnels and the Instagram branding that we do together on a done with you basis. Throughout my career, I was very good at marketing and I spent like days developing this skill, but I was very bad at sales. Like literally, I sucked at sales, right? And for me, it was really frustrating in the moment because I have all of those hot inbound leads. They're hopping on a call with me. They're basically just here for me to make a close, and then I didn't close them because at some point the sales aspect even felt weird. You know, this feeling you hop on a call, you're about to pitch something, but then you're like, you know, in your head, you're always like, I shouldn't ask this question. It's too intense. You know, this question is probably too personal. I don't want to ask that because it's too salesy, etc. And you know the questions that you need to ask, but you just don't ask them because you're not comfortable doing that. And at the end, you just pitch the offer that the person doesn't even realize they need, and that's why you lose a sale. So I lost a couple of sales, like very good ones, and I've realized that I can probably just like double or triple my own business if I just increase my sales. So that's how we ended up working together, I guess.
Yeah, great stuff, man. Thank you very much for giving this very detailed answer. The ones that are listening about the social sniper system, how it works when it comes down to the overall like easiness of it, just plug and play, and about your challenges, because this was about to be my second question. Like, what were the main challenges that you are facing? So, and how would you describe your sales process now after working with me on some of those challenges and going over them? Like, how would you describe the sales process now and the results that we produced so far?
Yeah. So number one, I would say it wasn't just about the process for me because I've been in the space for a while and I knew all of this like little things that you need to do during a sales call. You need to ask the questions, you need to do the discovery is the main part of a sales call, etc. And in the back of my head, like I always had this framework. But for me, the biggest thing that I took away from working with you was the mind shift, because during our first call, you just told me like, Tim, your product is so good that by not selling it, you are basically hurting your own audience. Like it's bad that you're not selling it. You have to just do whatever it takes for the right person to buy this thing, because that's what's going to change their lives, right? So this was the biggest thing for me. And once I realized that, plus worked on a script and really made it natural and native and kind of like to the point where I feel like that's me. That's what I want to say, right? It's not some like bullshit, you know, framework that I found somewhere on the internet. It's literally what I want to say to the prospect and something that will help them for sure. So once we dial in this part, sales became like one of the favorite things to do because first of all, now I understand that every like third sales call I hop on, I'm going to make some money, like collect some tips and stuff like that. So this was huge. So like if I have like 3 sales calls lined up for today, I'm like, cool, money day, right? So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is that once I had this framework in my mind, now I'm not angry or sad about people not buying because because I know that they're not buying because they're just not a good fit. Because if they are a good fit, then I'll probably just make them buy with all of this like objection handling, everything else. So yeah, now sales feels really easy for me. We, like, as we were speaking before the call, we basically doubled our business last month. We went from like 30K to 55K a month, and with all of the MRR added on top of that as well. And what was really important, and I told it to you during our first ever call, that I want to collect more PIFs, and we started doing that as well. So yeah, that's kind of the results so far.
Super, super excited for the fact that specifically for you collecting more pips, because just because someone gives you money objection, it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have the investment. Maybe there's some underlying issue that you need to see what's going on, like you need to uncover, right?
Yeah.
But I'm super, super glad that like we came to a point where you shifted together. We're successful in our task of shifting your belief and your mind to a point that if they give you some objections, it's not their fault. Like you need to take care of that. It's not you versus the prospect, it's you, the prospect versus the problem, right? It's super great. It's super cool to know how just shifting a little bit in one very specific skill like can be so enormous in terms of results that are produced in such a short time, right? So how would you describe the whole process of us going back and forth, just going over some objections, going over the discovery, why those questions are so important? Like how would you describe the overall experience, the process?
Right. I wouldn't say it was easy, because for me, the sales always was, as I said at the beginning, it was something very uncomfortable for me. So doing all of those like role play calls and just going over the script again and again and again, it wasn't easy. But when you're looking for a fitness coach, you're not looking for someone who will give you like just easy weights, right? You want
Exactly.
someone who will push you into the unknown, the uncomfortable, and who will make you lift like whatever it is that you never lifted before. So for me, it felt exactly like that. It was like you just pushing me through this process, because you knew that like once I go through that, I will never come back to this like soft sales person that I like once was. So it was really hard to go through that. But then the sales part of it, when I was on the actual sales call, I felt so easy, because like these people, the objections that you gave me, they were so hard, like real objections that I get on sales calls. Now they feel easy, because we went through this hard part with you, just basically like having calls every single day, going through all of those objections and making sure that we dial in every single like phrase and like word in the script and make it sound very natural. So yeah, that was really hard, but really cool.
Actually, super funny that you're mentioning it, because one of the main things that I realized is in specifically sales coaches, during some role plays, they go easy. No, during the role play, you should put as many plates as you can on top of the person that you're training, so they can become extremely resilient. So when they're on an actual sales call where they need to send the link, collect the payment, collect card details or whatever, it should feel effortless. And also, one very important thing, those people, even if they don't close, on the back of their mind, they should be thinking, at least I did everything that I can. So that's why those really uncomfortable conversations are very, very useful, because you need to learn to be comfortable with the discomfort that comes from asking those questions. Because at the end of the day, if they're on a call with you, they've already thought about introducing a change. They've already thought about how much pain they're feeling, that they want to fix it, right? So hold them accountable to their highest standard. Don't let them get back to the quicksand that they came back from. So yeah, would you actually recommend me to other coaches, to other business owners, and most importantly, why?
Yeah, good question. So I'll definitely do that for someone who audience is very specific, because this person needs to have some kind of established lead generation system, because it will work best if you have like more leads than you can onboard, right? So now the question is like, how do you actually like convert all of those leads into the highest tier of the program or service that you have? You are the best choice, because like you're going to collect as much money as possible from all of those PIFs. B, you're not going to waste any leads, because you really work hard on getting them on a call on your side. But then the sell part becomes very easy once you have this like script and framework dialed, right? And then if this person is like myself, a good marketer, a good service deliver, has a good service delivery, but they just like they're missing this like one, probably the biggest part, but they're just missing it, then yes, for sure, like that's the best choice they can make. My why was that when it comes to hiring a coach, especially a sales coach, I feel you want someone who you probably like hate, but who will deliver the results. So like it is hard. This process is hard. It's going to hurt you, right?
It
But
is.
someone who can take this like pain of being hated and then go through that and take his like mentee with him, that's your sales coach, right?
Mm.
Because like others are probably just they feel they care about their like their I don't know, their testimonial or whatever they care about. They're not going to like as hard as they need to, and then all of their clients are very soft. They're not really working with those objections. They're not really learning anything. They have the script and they don't follow. As like I was that guy, right? I had the script in my mind. I never really followed it because I felt uncomfortable asking those questions. So you're the kind of guy who will basically just make a person follow the right script, the right framework.
Thank you. Thank you very much, man. And most definitely, it will be hard. Of course, it will be because, again, those decisions, they're not taken lightly. So if you don't become someone trusted on the call to lead your prospects to making that decision, so definitely is uncomfortable. I can remember how uncomfortable it was for me back in the days when I first started, but it definitely pays off. My very last question, what's next for Tim from here?
I'm thinking about launching a low ticket funnel for the Black Friday and stuff like that. So I'm focusing on that part. So I'll probably just onboard another appointment setter and get a closer on board as well, and just pass the system down to him, the one that we've built together, just so I can spend my time actually working with clients and creating the content at the level that I'm, that I can create it, like the best in the game. And then someone professional will take care of the sales part. But because of the system that is built and proven, now it will be so easy for me to just, take someone on board, teach them the framework, show them the like all of the successful sales calls and unsuccessful sales calls that I had, and just pass it down to them. Like I never really thought about hiring a closer, but now it's like so obvious that I can just plug and play this guy into my system and it will work.
Amazing. Great stuff, man. So looking forward not only to continue our coaching, but also to pass the knowledge to the guy who's gonna get on board, or to the girl. You never know. And man, hope you crush it and go past 83K per month, because this is your goal, right?
That's the goal. 83 is definitely the goal, like 1 million a year for sure. But it's like there's levels to this game, and I feel like the six-figure months is the next stop after that. And like once you are at 83, there's no reason for you to like.
Not
I
to feel
feel
right at
yeah,
100.
not to be like it's just like 15K extra, like two clients. I mean that sounds like very easy. The hard part is going from like 30 to let's say 60. That's probably the hardest part. And then hiring a team to do like the like one more step further. But once you're there, feels like the rest is should be easy.
Great stuff, man. Well, great. That's amazing to know, man. And also, thank you very much for agreeing to hop on this interview to kind of chat a bit more for something else than just how to respond. So I need to think about it in various ways, how it
Yeah.
can go. So it was amazing having you here, and talk to you again soon, man.
Talk to you, brother.
Ciao, ciao.